In this video, we're going to analyze a utility function with a bad good. With a bad good, utility decreases as the consumption of the good rises. The usual assumption, more is better, does not apply. More is not better with a bad good. So here's a utility function, 10y minus 2x, that'll allow us to analyze the idea of a bad good. In this case, good x is a bad. Its marginal utility is negative, it's less than 0. In fact, it is minus 2. So just a coefficient in front of the x term here, minus 2 represents the marginal utility of good x. So every time you consume one more unit of good x, holding everything else constant, utility would fall by 2. So as the consumer consumes more of good x, utility decreases, all else equal. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to derive an indifference curve from this utility function. So u equals 10y minus 2x, so we're going to graph an indifference curve where utility is 100. So showing all combinations of x and y that give the consumer an equal amount of utility, in this case 100. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set u equal to 100, and then I'm going to solve for y. So just moving some things around, adding 2x to both sides, and now dividing through by 10. Y equals 10 plus 0.2x. And then I just use this table over here to plug in various values of x. So if x is 0, y is 10, this combination of x equals 0, y equals 10 when plugged back into the utility function gives us exactly 100 units of utility. Plugging 10 in for x and 12 in for y will be another combination that it gives an exact amount of utility equal to 100, and so on. So just some various combinations of x and y that give the consumer an equal amount of utility. And so as you can see here, as the consumer is consuming more of good x, y has to increase in order to maintain an equal amount of utility. So just graphing this indifference curve for u equals 100, we got units of good y on the vertical axis, units of good x on the horizontal axis. When you have a bad good, the indifference curves will slope upwards. In order to be compensated for consuming more of the bad good, you have to consume more of the good good, in this case, to maintain an equal amount of utility. So in fact, every time x increases by 10 units, this consumer needs 2 more units of good y to maintain the same level of utility. Okay, that's it. I hope you found this video helpful.